Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. Young Thug's new album, UY SCUTI, is out. It is out today. We've been talking about this one for a minute. We've been waiting on this one for a minute. This is Thug's first album after the YSL trial, after he spent years in jail awaiting trial. I mean, one of the strangest cases, one of the strangest trials that we ever seen with the wildest cast of characters, and now Gunna and Thug are on the outs after Gunna's plea, and Thug's jail calls started making their way onto the internet, as well as interrogation tapes. We've been talking about all of this. Some accused Thug of snitching. He went on Big Bank's Perspectives show and gave his side. I thought it was a really good interview. Did a whole, video about that. It showed us the human side of Thug. I did a whole video saying I thought the interview was well done, and Bank did a dope job, and he challenged them. Then we got some songs in the lead up, right? We got Money on Money with Future, which just didn't feel like it did much of anything to build anticipation for this album. And then we got Miss My Dogs, where Thug apologized to Mariah the Scientist, his girl, or his ex-girl. It seems like now he apologized to Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Future, Gucci Mane, and his family. That's on the album. But that and the video came in the lead up. It seems like Baby and possibly Future and Savage just weren't talking to Thug after those jail calls came out, but they're all on the album. So I don't know where their relationship is, but it seems like they cleared those features. So boom, the album dropped today, right? This is not a review. I want to be clear, this is not a review. I'm not going to give it necessarily a rating, but these are just my thoughts, right? My first thoughts, my initial thoughts. I'm going to need to sit with it more. It's 20 songs. I'm not going to try to rate it after just a few listens. It just came out, but we're going to talk on it. We're going to speak on it, and I'm going to give my opinion thus far. So please like, subscribe, comment, do all of that to support the channel. Please subscribe. If you watched a couple of these videos, if you see yourself watching like 4 or 5 of these videos and you really like the videos, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. Like, share, comment, do all of that. I try to comment right back to y'all. All right, so first, right off the bat, right, we're gonna get into it. They say don't judge a book by its cover, right? You all heard that saying. But the album cover here for UY SCUTI is built to get a reaction. Thug posted it on IG, and he captioned it, "If you want to be the biggest, go white." That was the caption in his post. And it just feels like trolling, man. You're just trolling us now. You know me, right? Again, if you watch this channel, I'm always like, well, what's the context? You know what I'm saying? Like, was there an artistic intention? I don't like to jump to conclusions, but obviously you see the album cover. Thug's skin is really bright. He's blown out here from a photography, from a lighting perspective, and presents as very, very light skin, and then blue eyes. And it's like, well, what's the context? What is he trying to say? The album is called UY SCUTI, which is a star, right? Which is like an actual star in the universe. And maybe he got in front of the bright light to show him facing a star and looking in the face of the star. And maybe that's what the album cover was meant to convey. And normally I would say it looks bad, but I at least want to hear him explain it, right? Maybe I got it wrong. That's just how I approach things, right? And I know that frustrates some people, but that's just how I approach life. Hey, man, let me know what you're talking about. But the blue eyes, the light skin, and then the caption, "If you want to be the biggest, go white." It's like, man, you playing with people now. Like, you playing with people. And maybe it's the same way. And again, this is Thug, right? So putting a dress on for his albums was a way to get people to talk. Back when he used to call people bae, like other guys bae, like was getting people to talk, I guess. So this is not out of the realm. Like, trolling or just doing things to get a reaction is not out of the realm for Thug. We've seen it before, but it's disappointing, and especially with this album, because this feels like it's a statement album to me, and that the music should kind of speak for itself, and his thoughts and his feelings and his sentiments and his creations should speak for itself, and maybe but definitely, like, we don't need this kind of extracurricular stuff. Now it feels like you're playing with people on purpose, and people are talking about the cover. And then they're talking about the opening song. So the first song on the album is called Ninja, right? And it starts off with a court hearing for his bond, like audio from a court hearing or reenacted audio, court hearing for when he was facing bond, and the prosecution arguing against it, right? And the record starts off like really aggressive, sets the tone. And then the back half of that last verse, he's spitting and just rhyming the N-word with each other, right? And I'm assuming the title Ninja is just like he would have just called it the whole N-word, but he said, okay, I'm gonna call it Ninja. But that back half of that verse is what everybody's talking about, because we've heard artists rhyme like that before. But and I won't play the audio, so you're just gonna have to go and listen. It's the way he emphasized. It's like a hard ER. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a white dude saying it. It sounds racist, and it, but more, not even to get into that mindset. It sounds like it was built or recorded to get a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Again, because I'm not. He has to speak on his intent and what he was intending. Maybe there was some type of concept there he was trying to get off, but the way it just sounds like it's built to get a reaction. So you know, the lyrics is just they want to be just like us, and all they bitches can tell. I'm calling all my ops. They better not play with me. I sleep with the K with me. Some bad shit lay with me. My kids, they straight you. I'm not fake you. Black diamonds today, but again, and you see the lyrics on the screen, but it's the hard ER that he's stressing, and people have already clipped that, and that part is going viral. So with the album cover image, then plus this going viral, and this may be just a few seconds, maybe it's 30 seconds, maybe it's 40 seconds of the whole album, and that's going viral, and it's like, damn, it's already detracting away from all of the stuff that I said. We've seen the Thug face a trial, the YSL trial, one of the strangest trials we've seen. Just like all the things that he's went through, like and things that he's actually addressing or emoting on this album, and what everybody is talking about initially is this verse in this album cover. And it feels like you did that by design. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it already is going viral, and people are talking about it for all the wrong reasons. And again, like I said, there may be some artistic reason for this, but man, it just feels like trolling right now. And I saw one video of a white streamer reacting to the part and going crazy, and just the optics of that looks wow. So again, instead of talking about how good the music is, it feels like attention by any means. And you know, the sad part is that there are good songs on this project. There are records that feel more sincere of this project. Catch Me I'm Falling, he should have led with this. I think this record, I was like, okay, this record felt real. It felt like a real sentiment. I would have preferred this instead of Money on Money. I don't know when he recorded this, but Catch Me I'm Falling, it's just emotion. You know, him talking about his convos with his lawyers, right? So it's like meeting. The lyric is meeting with my lawyer at the jail tonight. Put me in a room, said I ain't talking right. Turn me to a felon. No, nobody will hire me. This rap shit gotta sell, cause that's the only commodity. Every word you make, they say is gang linked and is slurred. Broke down in the cell. I heard my brother was gonna turn. Like, okay, I like again, like, all right, you went through some unprecedented shit. Here's the feelings, the emotions, the sentiment behind that. This rap shit got to sell because that's the only commodity. Like, oh shit, that's the only thing I could do. I got to make this rap shit work. Every word you make, they say is gang linked and is slurred. Like, okay, they're using your lyrics against you. Like this is the shit. Me personally, I don't know about y'all. Let me know in the comments. This is what I want to hear. Further on in the songs, he says, caught every day lurking. I was geeked up on a perky. Being sober wasn't worth it. Talking about 100+ years. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Again, like, it's one of the things that we seen, and I gotta look back and research it. I don't know what the truth is, but there was that headline where there was like the drug deal where somebody like passed him some drugs or something like that in the courtroom, and whatever that was, right? Like during the trial, like we never seen no shit like that before. But addiction is a real thing. Okay, I was geeked up on a perky. Like, I'm in court, I'm high court every day lurking. I was geeked up on a perky. Being sober wasn't worth it. They talking about 100+ years. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Like, again, it at least it's like, okay, this was your mindset. This was on your heart, was on your mind. Another lyric on here is, got a lot of business. Word tell the judge we was capping. We ain't never put in work. Couldn't even lie about trapping. We was televising the work. Like, so again, and he talking to his lawyer, like, yo, we never put in work. Yo, tell the judge we was capping. It's just rap. But then he's like, we was televising the work. Like, we couldn't even lie. We couldn't even lie about it because we were showing it. So some level of accountability here, right? And I'm not saying I don't need him to cry on every record or humble himself in that way, because we're still talking about a very big rap star, an influential rap star. So it's not about humbling yourself or bowing down. It's not about taking him down a few notches, but you got to give the people something real. So in juxtaposition to what I'm talking about with that Ninja song, that part of the Ninja song and the album cover, Catch Me I'm Falling feels like something real, feels like something pure. You know what I'm saying? Sad Spider is another record. It's a good record, right? I'm crying. I've been crying all day. I seen my brother turn rap right in my face. I've been crying all day. I think my bitch went to her ex on me. She got me crying all day out loud. I think my mama getting sick on me. One of the reasons I could never turn it down. Like, real emotions. Like, you know, you locked up, you facing this, man. Your mom is out in the world. You think your mother's getting sick. You're wondering if your girl is being true to you, and that's a whole other story between him and his girl and whatever went on. And then, you know, you got people that you feel like is turning on you. Like Sad Spider, and again, it's like, it's not this need to see him sad or in a vulnerable place, but it's like, give us something real. And these feel like the realest emotions that we get from him in this. You know, in the verse he says, a couple around me don't respect the shit that I got going, trying to keep everything secrecy, but want to record it. It feels like maybe some nod to the jail calls that came out, even though I think it's the jails that are recording it. I don't know who put that out on the internet though, like who lined that up, because that was a whole rollout. I don't know who set up the rollout. But you know, giving us some insight into what and how he's feeling. Like, these are the type of records that I think should be shaping the conversation around the album. On the News is another record featuring Cardi. And again, this one's more turned up. It's not the emotional, vulnerable state. But again, the hook is, do you know how it feels to see your face on the news? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just giving you something real. And Cardi's verse is hard. Cardi gave him a dope verse. Wordplay in Cardi's verse is crazy too. We had a whole because I know when I give Cardi props for her writing, we have a whole other video about Cardi's lyrics and the writing and what y'all think about it. We're not going to get into that. But obviously she's talking about her new man, Stephon Diggs, who plays in the NFL, and says, this texted me, he wants some extra yards before I touch down. I'm going to need a bust down. Said he was a RN, but he keeps scrubs around. You know what I'm saying? Just the juxtaposition of RN, but RN is a registered nurse, but also real. You know what I'm saying? But he keeps some scrubs around. Registered nurses have scrubs. I was like, the wordplay is cool. 1 hut, 2 hut. I'm like, what now? Said this ass calling him like a fucking butt dial. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was some wordplay on here. I thought Cardi gave him a dope verse. So that record is cool. And then even Cardi in her verse starts getting in her bag when she gets to the end. You know that one, you know, I lost my best friend and it's still alive. I'm surprised. I thought that shit would never switch. Sometimes the real in your crew be a bitch. I'm assuming that's Offset. You know what I'm saying? So she's talking about her divorce. There's some lines too where people are talking about they're wondering who she's talking about. Like, maybe it's another female rapper. I don't know. But she says, how you knowing when you got these bitches laughing? But how the fuck you laughing when I heard you getting beat on? Gotta pay it way on the trip. Every trip y'all be on. I'm like, nah, that couldn't be I. That couldn't be me. No, that couldn't be C. I don't know who she could be talking about, anybody there. But you know, she was kind of just talking about, you know, her getting cheated on, her divorce, and it's like, all right, like, how you know when you got these bitches laughing? How the fuck you laughing when I heard you be getting beat on? Gotta pay it away every trip y'all be on. Like, she's just talking her shit. Whatever. It's a hard verse. Blaming Jesus is a good song. I like the beat. It's not him humbling himself down. The song title might suggest that. It might make you assume something it's not, but it's more like a song dedicated towards women, or he's talking to women and just talking about how he's losing love and yearning for love. He said Rod Wave was supposed to be on this too, but his team messed up. But Blaming Jesus, I thought was a good song. Invest in You with Mariah the Scientist, I thought was a good song. Cool that she cleared it. I'm assuming it's being done for some time. I don't, you know, I'm assuming that they're broken up. I don't know what the latest is, but Invest in You with Mariah, is good. Dreams Rarely Do Come True with Mariah the Scientist, again, sincere joint. He said viral on the internet and now my baby mad, acting like I lost my player card and went out bad. We was talking about something serious and it just made me sad. Why would I cry over a bitch? Something about Gunna's police ass. Dreams Rarely Do Come True is a good joint. Walk Down with 21 Savage. I think Savage's verse is really dope. He said that the lyric that everybody's talking about, he said, you got one strike and you get spanked. I ain't ASAP Rocky, these ain't blanks. So talking about Rocky's situation, but Savage's verse on Walk Down is really dope. What Up Jesus with YFN Lucci, I thought was cool. So Lucci dropped an album too. We know that Thug and Lucci famously had beef in the past. It looks like they squashed it. They're both past their legal troubles, and it looks like they're putting the beef behind them. So Lucci dropped an album, and he got Thug on a song on his album called Still Waiting, and then Lucci jumped on a song called What Up Jesus. I thought that was cool. So like it's joints on this album. Like it's not like there's joints on this album. But then it gets confusing. There's songs like Whoop De Doo, which he's trying to capitalize off the meme from the Big Bank interview when he was like, "Oh, we all go to jail, whoop de doo," and that got clipped. That went viral, which was a smart move, right? But the song I don't think it's just a good song. The song doesn't work. The song doesn't hit the mark. We've seen. I like when artists do this. I think 21 Savage is really good at doing this. When something of him becomes a meme, like it's a knife. When he was like, "Ah, it's a knife," and on Vlad, and then he named his debut album Issa. Like when he got arrested, and everybody found out he was in the UK. Then he did the video with a nod to just being from the UK, and with I don't know what they call those, the Royal Guards or something like that was in the background. So I feel like Savage, like the ASMR joint. I feel like when the internet kind of has a joke on Savage or makes Savage into a meme, like Savage is able to flip that into music, and that's dope. I think Moneybagg Yo has done it in the past when they used to say he looked like William from Girlfriends, and he flipped that scene in the video and he was like, "Oh, I'm with your girlfriend, but I'm not William," or something like that. So I enjoy artists who could kind of take the meme about them and flip it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a dope thing, and so I applaud what Thug tried to do with Whoop De Doo, but I just don't think the song it was good. You know what I'm saying? Money on Money with Future, I could take or leave. I could leave it, actually. Mommy with Sexy Red, I could do without that one. Part of My Back with Lil Baby. Baby sounded cool on it. Travis Scott is on the album. All in all, I thought the album was like there was stuff on this album. Like there was definitely things on this album that like I feel like there's a good album in here, or there's foundations for a good album that he would have built on. It feels like some sincerity on the album. There's good records, but right now, in the beginning, it's like, how do you get past the trolling? How do you get past the cover, the Ninja song, the Whoop De Doo, but there's also the beef with Gunna, the jail calls, the issues with Mariah, the interrogation tapes are still at the top of mind. So there's a lot surrounding this album, and the music should meet the moment of what everybody's talking about. And again, while there's some joints on here, it just feels like this album didn't quite nail down what it wanted to be off of the first listen, and that the music didn't meet the moment. The music didn't meet the memes. And we'll see. But I think the memes and the headlines will still be more talked about than the music. And I think you kind of got to use the memes and the headlines and what everybody knows and flip it and then capitalize off your music and put your music on top. And I don't know if this album will do that. But I've just heard it. This is the first day. So those are just my initial thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Hit me up. Let's talk about it, all right? Till the next time. Peace.